Hi, Stephanie. So, just a few questions for you. Could you tell us where you come from and a bit about your background in dance, please?
I'm from New York and grew up a bit in Los Angeles as well. Lived the past 10 years in Europe. Started with a lot of ballet, jazz, modern, and then kind of went more of a contemporary route. For studies, that sounded terrible. I'm gonna keep it fresh. Did schools. Obviously, was really realized as a teenager this is what I wanted to do. So a little late for most women to begin, but that was not a problem because I think it's why I still do and still love what I'm doing. I say that from school I started working with really neat people. Craig Patterson, Bill T. Jones was my first big job, absolutely amazing. Guested for Pina Bausch, so then left America and went to Germany and never wanted to come back. And went into Switzerland, a lot of physical theater, a lot of dance theater, a lot of strong contemporary ballet, worked with Lar Lubavitch, Angelin Prejolkaj with Julie Taymor in an opera. And all of this kind of led me from the very important concert world, even adding in a lot of West African dance from George Momboy and with contemporary people. This somehow led me to the European Broadway, and had a great time as the head choreographer for the Josephine Baker musical. And suddenly someone started taking risks on me and let me kind of transition from dancing into making and dancing.
How would you, at this point, sum up your time with transitions?
So I think we're in a really crucial and exciting place. This is the third week. We're kind of coming up on the end of the third week. And in my map of time, I wanted all of the parts to be done by this point. That has happened. And now it's a matter of me figuring out which way things need to go to have the arc that is just for the storyline. And I guess the skeleton is there, and now I can start putting in the organs and tissue and muscle and plumping her out.
Nice. And could you tell us what you've enjoyed about working with the company so far?
Well, so what I do like about all commission experiences is that they're people that I don't know. And I really enjoyed with Transitions meeting people. Well, not everyone's from the UK, but there is definitely a very present cultural group of people that I've met that are very different from my culture and different from past groups that I've worked with. So it's been a real pleasure meeting nice people, and I really underline that and bold it and put it in italics and change the size of the font, because when you work with happy, nice people, you can do anything. Anything is possible. So that's what I've liked about Transition so far.
Great. Your career highlight so far? Oh.
I think it would be bowing. Oh, dear, I had no idea that was going to happen. I think it would be bowing on the Paris Opera Comique stage with an amazing group of dancers and my father.
Oh, congratulations. That's lovely. Oh. What a great thing.
I'm a big watery person. I'm such
what
a big
great
fish.
thing to do.
I don't know. Because I had used one of his piano concertos. Oh, mercy.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Could you say, do you find, or what do you find the differences to be working in the UK, say from working in other European places or even the States or the States?
Yes, you are kind of the meeting bridge between how we work and how Central Europe works. There's a bit more zest and fire and less funding, like the States, and so as a result, your tempo is perhaps a bit more like on the East Coast of the States. However, you all are European, and the group does come before the individual, and this is a way of thinking that is far from the States and more like France, Germany, and Switzerland, where I've spent most of my time. And it is a lovely thing to see. So you almost get the best of both worlds in the sense that people are used to having fire, ice, time, not too much, tons of it. There's a good understanding of, it's a good compromise actually, and way of working. The diligence is present, the work ethic is present, and the questions are also present. So yeah, it's a real good mix between everything, I feel.
Lovely. Any advice you would care to give to up-and-coming dancers, up-and-coming choreographers?
Gee, I would just think that it's so important to have your toolbox full and not to spend too much time on one method. So you're refining and fine-tuning your technique is just as important as being able to create and improvise. Your hearing has to be just as good as being able to follow orders, or it's really just that diverse beast. I'm not going to say you need your ballet, you need your hip hop, these are just knowns. If the market is so tight and restructured in such a way that obviously we have to be diverse and able to do everything that we need to do in order to compete. But I think it's that richness that comes from understanding all of it and knowing when you need to dish it out and in what dose that makes a very wanted, sought-after performer. As a creator, I think as the best thing to do is you just follow your heart, and if it rings right, then you're normally right on, no matter what they say.
Fabulous, thank you. Last question. In terms of the piece that you're making, would you like to talk at all about any key themes?
Well, I am interested in small bursts, and what large storms or small storms. I'm really kind of inspired off of storms for this one. I happen to be in a lot of storms this year, right? We've gone through a ton load of tornadoes and hurricanes, it seems, and I just happened to be in the right places to get all of them. And the sounds were just amazing. The light was just amazing, and the reaction of people in space is amazing, and how we huddle together. But versely, also just staring up at the clouds and watching their conversation. And so it's always amazing to see how the natural world can inform gesture and inform how we move within it, and that's often how I like to work. I do enjoy looking at our condition in relation to the natural world, and it normally this piece will definitely get to take us on a ride as a result of it, and the dancers get to also be a part of the journey as well as the journey that the audience will go on as well. So we all have to kind of get in the same boat together to get through the piece, and I kind of enjoy that. I think we'll call it squall.
Perfect. Thank you very much.